Okay, this is going to be my last recording for the Yacht Club, and also with that first ghost group that I was a member of. So, one of the things that we did on this particular year was the first year that they did a world's largest ghost hunt, and I was the medium that was required to have. They had to have a medium, a skeptic, and a questionnaire person, all locked within a room. There was also to be a public audience that could also like generate people. There was like a bunch of different rules, but the main thing is that the head person on this thing, put a word inside an envelope and sealed it in this black envelope, and all of the psychics around the world were supposed to guess what that word is. And I had months to prepare for this one, so it's I kept asking my guides, what is the word, what is the word, what is the word? And there was a show called Minions, and they kept showing me blue minions, or they kept showing me that little sticker on bananas. So I was constantly seeing bananas, minions, and this sticker. Okay, so I had to choose that one word that I thought that it was, and I chose bananas. Well, actually, my group, when I tell them everything, they chose, well, let's just go with bananas. It turned out the word was cerulean. Cerulean is the name of the blue that's on those stickers. And so the lesson that I learned from that was sometimes the little things in a vision actually mean more than the entire vision itself. So it has actually helped me become a better, stronger medium, and in my interpretation of visions and things like that, I look for the little details now where I didn't then. I just was described the big picture and let it go. The other thing that happened with this this particular thing is I listened back to that recording, and it was a 2-hour-long recording. I couldn't register the words on the recording. I could hear that there was words happening. I have no clue what I said. I have no clue what my answers were to the questions that were asked. Even when I tried to listen to it back and I tried to concentrate on how did I answer that question? What did I say? I don't know. And it becomes completely fuzzy. So I have no idea what I said that night. I have no idea if I was accurate or inaccurate or anything. The other thing that came out of that night is that I got 3 new guides. And one was a massive task maker. I mean, she wanted me to do all kinds of things, and boy, did my ex-husband have a fit about her. She had I listened to her, I would have probably left him 5 years before I did, had I listened to her at all. And she got fed up with me and left because I listened to my husband and not her. So I was just told by the one that stayed with me for that whole time that she'll come back as soon as I request her. I just may do that sometime soon here. I need to put my past behind me first, and then I probably will, and we'll see where she'll take me. The other part of the last 2, okay, the other part that did come through on that ghost hunt night was this misogynistic. It's the room that we were put in at this yacht club was there's the old smoking room, and men would go in there to smoke their pipes and cigars and things like that, and women were not allowed. Taboo. No women whatsoever. And he kept yelling in the background and on my recording, "Get out of here. You're a woman. I am not talking to you." To get to talk to him on this recording, the skeptic was a guy. And he had to ask the questions before this ghost would answer him. And he would answer him. He would not answer me or the questionnaire, who was a woman. He was madder than a hornet that we were in his room and no women were allowed in that room. So that was the only thing that came out of that 2-hour tape that I listened to that I was actually able to hear. So the last 2 stories I have here in my notes, this was, let's see here, after a winter hunt. It was very cold, and I was handed a picture of a man where his daughter and friends were standing around in a circle. Okay, they were around me. Sorry, just triggered the memory, so I don't have to actually read it now. So they handed me a picture of this guy, and they wanted to know about him. And I go, oh, well, he crossed over about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. And then she goes, but he died like 5 or 10 years ago. And I said, yeah, that's okay, but he crossed over 2 years ago. And then she's like, but why did he wait to cross over so long? And I just looked at her and I said, well, something happened 2.5 years ago to where he felt that it was safe to leave you guys. And so all of the friends are like looking at each other, and then this guy pipes up and he goes, well, I married you like 2.5 years ago. And I said, well, he must have approved because he left his daughter in your care. And then she just cried. And I was just like, you know, I didn't think anything of it. You know, that's just the way it is. It's like spirits will cross over when they feel like their loved ones are going to be okay. 9 times out of 10, they don't cross until they are sure, or they're assured that there's somebody there taking care of them. And if there's not, they will stay until that person crosses over too. At least that's what I've seen, heard, whatever. I don't actually see them. I think I told you that. I'm audio, which is really weird because I'm going half deaf in this ear too. So, anyway, the last story for the clubhouse. I got called in before the Christmas party that basically kicked me out of that ghost group, and I got called in because the maintenance worker there was getting kind of harassed around Christmas time. He's trying to set up the Christmas decorations for this Christmas ball, and he's getting harassed by these ghosts. They are literally moving his tools, pushing him when he's on the ladders. They were being mean. And so they actually called me in as an emergency type thing. The manager at the time did. And so I go walking in there and I'm like, what is the uproar? Because there was a big uproar. And in the attic is where they store the Halloween decorations. And they had asked me to ask the manager to make sure that these decorations get hidden because it freaks out the ghosts. They had this really nasty mummy looking thing. They had this really nasty looking werewolf that was like super creepy. And then they had some tombstones, graves, that seriously bothered them. And so they had asked me to ask them to make sure that they hide them, okay, or cover them, or do something so that they don't have to look at them on a daily basis. So I did that at Halloween, and so I got called back because they didn't do what they promised. If you promise a spirit something, do it. You'll regret it if you don't. So basically I just spent like 20 minutes helping covering up the decorations, the tombstones, and like sticking some of the other ones in closets with doors to where they weren't seen and out in the open in the attic where these spirits like to reside. So I left there, everybody was happy, and then it was like another little notch in the belt to not have me with that ghost group. Like I said, I adore every single one of those people, and I would still be honored to go out and ghost hunt with them again without being so obnoxious. And but yeah, that was the end and the last time that I went into the yacht club. And the only thing I regret is I wanted to help Baxter cross over, and he's still there to this day as far as I know. The other people, the other spirits, they come and go. I mean, Bob lives up in the attic. Captain comes and goes. Ernie, he's there most of the time. And I just saying goodbye. They were a wonderful group of ghosts and a lot of fun to work with. Someday the humans will be too. Anyways, have yourself an amazing day. And if you have any comments, please leave them. I would be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Have an awesome day.